Hey guys, so I felt led by God to start making some videos talking about theology, and I want to be obedient to what I feel like the Lord is saying, and so this is really a step of faith. I want to say this to start with. I'm no expert, but I am passionate about theology and orthodoxy. I've studied it for years, and I'm working on a master's degree, and I'm wrestling with a lot of theological ideas and concepts, and it's convinced me that understanding what we believe and knowing why we believe it is more important than ever. So every week, I'll release a short video talking about theology in 3 minutes or less. I'll do my best to present all sides of the topic, both theologically and historically, and I'll make some practical applications while also sharing my opinions, but I'll be careful to let you know when it's my opinion. I'd also love to know if you have questions. Again, I'm no theologian, but I will do my best. And so send me a message or leave me a comment of what you want to hear about, and I'll try to share about it. Last thing, I've noticed a lot of criticism, especially when it comes to Christianity. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to focus on God's word and what we can learn about him. There's a story from the book of Acts about a guy named Gamaliel. He was a Jewish religious leader. We're introduced to him when two leaders of the early church, Peter and John, are put on trial for preaching about Jesus. Now, the religious leaders had instructed them to stop. Obviously, they didn't listen, and the leaders were furious. Well, Gamaliel, in addressing his fellow council, speaks up in Acts 5:38 through 39, and he says this. He says, "Leave these men alone, let them go. If they're planning and doing these things merely on their own, it will be overthrown. But if it is from God, you will not be able to overthrow them. You may even find yourselves fighting against God." And here we are, 2,000 years later, and the movement still hasn't been overthrown. A couple of questions to consider. What if we took the words of Gamaliel to heart? To what degree is it our job to criticize whether something is a move of God or not? Last time I checked, when we refer to the gifts that Jesus gave to the church, the apostle, the prophet, the evangelist, the pastor, the teacher, critic isn't one of them. If there's anything I've learned in studying theology and church history, it's that there have been many moves of God that were criticized, but in hindsight, they weren't far from the truth. So let's be careful what we criticize. Maybe it isn't a move of God. That doesn't necessarily mean we're the ones to criticize it. God's been doing a pretty good job of defending Christianity for a while now. Now, that doesn't mean that there isn't a place to declare what's right and wrong, and maybe I'll do another video about that at a different time. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Until next time.